Hello and welcome to Tasting with Mike and Matt. I'm Mike Veach and this is my partner in crime, Matt Kohorst.
Howdy.
And today we are going to taste a Barrell Bourbon product.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of Barrell Bourbons as a whole because I think they're way overpriced.
They do tend to be in like that $100 mark and up, right? For a lot of them.
Right. But they sent me this bottle here about 4 or 5 months ago, and we've just now getting around to opening it up and tasting it. But it should be an interesting product. It's a bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blend. They are blenders. They are distillers. And it's an aged 5 years age statement. But on the back here it says that it's got Kentucky whiskey 8 years old, Indiana whiskey 5, 6, and 9 years old, Tennessee whiskey or Tennessee bourbon I should say, which is 8 years old, and Maryland bourbon, which is 5 and 6 years old.
Okay. Maryland bourbon.
I'm not sure who's making stuff in Maryland. There could be several different places.
Yeah.
But,
interesting.
It's 100 proof, not bottled and bond, obviously, because it doesn't all come from the same distiller and such. But I'm not sure what the price is on this, but I imagine it's probably at least $80.
Yeah.
So let's pour up some.
And we have not tried this one yet.
Yeah.
This is open today. It's a 5-year-old, 100 proof.
Got an interesting nose.
It does.
A little fruity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it's got like some vanilla, of course, and then some apples, maybe a little bit of apricot, maybe.
Maybe. I'm having a hard time getting this one to open up.
Yeah.
Maybe I should pop it against the
That's
chest.
a good idea. Let's warm it up a little bit. This is a little trick that I learned from Jim Murray.
Mm-hmm.
You cradle your glass in your hand, cover it, and hold it against your body, and it warms it up. And what that does is it heats the alcohol in the whiskey and releases the vapors. It'll make it easier for you to pick up notes.
All right.
Yeah, that
There we
definitely
go.
helped. Yeah, I'm getting a little marshmallow now.
Mm-hmm.
And then that fruit. A little bit of a spice, baking spice.
Baking spice.
I'm
a
going
little
to
smoky
say
oak.
probably a little cinnamon in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of oak, smoky oak, like you said. Maybe not overpowering though. That's good. You know,
Yeah.
I don't mind a little smoke in it, but I don't want it to be overpowering.
Yeah. Like that tends for you, like with like Jim Beam products, right? They tend to be a little oak forward for you a lot of times.
Little oak forward, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not so much the smoke, but it's the oak. You know, to me, Jim Beam products tend to have a little bit more tannins than I particularly like.
Mm-hmm. This one smells nice.
They're good products. Don't get me
they're
wrong.
good. Yeah.
But you know, generally, if I have a choice between a Jim Beam and say an Old Forester, I'll pick the Old Forester every time because I don't like as much tannins as Jim Beam gets.
You like a little more fruitiness in yours.
A little more fruitiness, yeah. A little bit more fruit, a little bit more sweet. So let's.
That's not bad.
Not bad.
It is fruit forward.
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting a little apple, pear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little bit of apricot. A little bit of raspberry.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even blackberry. The
nice
spice is definitely a cinnamon, nutmeg.
Yeah, cinnamony nutmeg.
And then,
it does have a nice oaky finish too.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a very well.
This is a good.
Product.
I'm not sure what this cost in the stores, but I'd say this is a very good $60 to $80 bourbon.
Yeah.
You know, if they're charging $80 for it, kudos to them. If they're charging $120 for it, Yeah.
That's probably
too much.
I would say for most bourbon and whiskey, like 120s. Once you get the age on it, I guess, you charge more, because you have to recoup for all the lost product in the barrel. But if you're something 5 years old, $120 seems a little bit,
Right.
yeah, excessive. So,
Yeah. And this does have some 8-9-year-old whiskey in it. But with that said, you can get a lot of good 8-year-old whiskeys for $60 to $80 now.
oh yeah, yeah. And speaking of Jim Beam, I do like Jim Beam stuff, and I like the Knob Creek 9, and that's what, $40 maybe
Right.
on the high end, and it's a 9-year-old. You know what you're getting. It's pretty.
Right.
I like it. So, yeah. But this is a very well balanced drink here, I think. Yeah.
So let's try it with a dried cranberry.
That's very good.
Yeah, actually, it made it a little sweeter, a little more caramel, more than marshmallow,
Yeah.
and then it enhanced the spice. It really brought out that cinnamon, nutmeg, maybe even a little cardamom.
Yeah, a little cardamom. Has a little sweetness to it. I'm not sure what it is, but even on the finish, I'm getting like a sweeter kind of oak, and the spices are there too. It's yeah, I really enjoying this one.
Yeah, this is actually kudos to them.
Yeah, they got a good one going here.
So let's try it with the pecan.
That's where the caramel comes out.
Yeah.
And I do
Not
like
as
that.
much fruit.
Not as much fruit. A little bit of that apple is still there. The spices are really heavy on it. And once again, I think the finish kind of takes over. And you get that nice oak spiciness that just kind of sits there and lingers on you for a little bit. Yeah, I like it. I like with the pecan as well.
It's very good.
I don't like it with the pecan as much as I liked it with the cran.
Yeah, the cranberry, but I thought the cranberry really made it good.
Yeah. And usually with the cran, it's usually not my favorite,
All right.
pairing, but for this one, it's right up there with the neat.
Yeah, we'll have to try it with the chocolate and everything.
Yeah.
So let's cleanse our palate. And people often ask why we do the cranberry, the pecan, and the chocolate, and we like to see, with the cranberry, what happens when you add that concentrated sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And with the pecan, pecans are wood products, nuts, and they have lots of tannins in it, so it's adding tannins to it. And the chocolate's got a little bit of both. You got sugar and you got tannins.
Yeah. That gave me apple cinnamon spice, almost like Apple Jacks.
I get that, but I also get a richer caramel.
Caramel's there too, yeah. Caramel apple.
Mm-hmm.
I love those caramel apple pies that you can get.
Well, I think I like a candied apple with a little cinnamon drizzled over the top of it.
Yeah, it's working with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good whiskey.
It is good. So hopefully it's not $120.
Yeah, hopefully it's not $150.
Right.
Yeah. Or $200. I've seen some of the products go as much as $220.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
Richer than I can afford.
So anyway, here's the Barrell products, and cheers.
Good blend. Cheers.
Cheers.